Hey everybody, this is Heart Winner again, and today is a little bit of a different video. Today I'm going to tell you a story. I've kind of just made up my mind that I want my channel just to be for a whole bunch of different stuff, not just kind of one thing in particular. So yeah, I'm just going to tell you a story here today. So one thing that you should know about me is I like spicy food. I really like spicy food. Um, but in order for me to enjoy it, it actually has to have something I like to call flavor. It can't just be pure spice. I don't like that. So, hot sauces like Death by Johnny, where it's basically liquid pain, I don't like it. I like foods like Jamaican food, Thai food, East Indian food, because not only does it have spice, it actually tastes oh so good. But with that being said, I really enjoy things like hot peppers. Like I love habanero peppers. I absolutely love them. Yeah, I mean, granted, it has enough spice to be the equivalent of a punch in the face, but it is a really, really nice tasting pepper. I mean, forget about freaking jalapeno poppers. I'll take a habanero popper. Thank you very much. you know just to kind of put it into perspective, like my buddy Will, his mom used to, well, I shouldn't say used to, I mean she might still do it. She used to make bread and she used to sell it, and one of the types of bread that she used to make that would sell out super quick was her jalapeno cheddar bread. So that's about here on the scale of how good it is. Up here she made a habanero cheddar bread. And oh my goodness, was it so good. Okay, so you get it. I like spicy stuff. Um, and now I'm going to tell you about when it's too much spice. So like I said, I don't like liquid pain. I don't like hot sauces that are just straight pain. Okay, and so I'm going to tell you a story. I think this is probably when I was about 13, I believe. So I was part of a scouting group with my church, and one night we decided to have like this X Factor kind of thing where we would eat stuff that we had no idea what it was. Some of it seemed kind of gross, but it wasn't all that bad. And then one of my leaders, he pulled out this little tiny bottle of hot sauce called Side Effects Included. Yeah, it's a great name for a bottle of hot sauce. As you can imagine, it was ridiculously hot. So I decided I would pass because, I'm not a masochist. um, but, there were some people who did try it. And just from their reaction alone, I could already tell this was not something I would like to try at all. Fast forward a year, and we did a winter camp, and my leader, he brought that bottle of hot sauce with him, and all throughout that year we've been telling stories about that X Factor night, and there were some of the guys in our group who were like, oh man, I could have done that easy, easy. So I think he had just had about enough of that, and so he brought it with him, and he's like, all right, I'll give you guys a try. uh, I'll put a drop on a cracker, and you eat that. Here's the catch. It wasn't a cracker that you can just eat and get down real quick. He put a great big dollop on a dry Triscuit cracker. That's not something you can get down real quick. So he made sure that they'd get to coat the insides of their mouth with this Side Effects Included sauce. And it did not go over well. However, me not wanting to look like a complete and total weenie, I decided to do it as well. And oh boy, was that a bad idea. So immediately my mouth just starts burning like the like you wouldn't believe. I felt like I had a freaking flame tunnel going off inside of my mouth. It was painful. And my stomach wasn't all that happy with me either. Nope, nope. The problem is I have a cast iron stomach, so even if I have something like the stomach flu, my stomach will fight and fight and fight to the point where it feels like I'm having a freaking cage match in my belly. It's not fun. So let's put that into perspective. So my gut is just roiling. I'm salivating from the mouth. Like, I'm just like, just a river of drools just coming out of my mouth because I'm burning up here. And I'm pacing back and forth, trying to keep my mind off of the freaking pain that I'm in right now. And I look over at my leader and I'm like, "You're a freaking bloody demon!" and, and this went on for about 5 minutes. And then finally, my stomach decided to throw in the towel. So I ran over to a snowbank and I hunched over and I puked my guts out. The problem was, I was hunched over so far that some of my gastric acids went right up my nose. So now my stomach is killing me from this grudge match that's been having with this demon cracker. My throat is burning from my stomach acids burning it on the way back up. My mouth is still burning from the frickin' hot sauce. And now my nose is burning because I frickin' puked into my nostrils. Yeah. It was not fun. There were no winners that night. The only people who won that night were the people who were smart enough to know not to eat the Triscuit with the sauce on it. You know, I heard there were people out there who were puking their guts out. Some people were calling for their mom because it was just so bad. Yeah. Oh, I can still remember it. Oh, it was so bad. And yeah, I never did something stupid like that again until I was about it was probably about 21 when this next incident happened. So fast forward, 7 years have gone by, and I'm now a missionary for my church. So Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we serve 2-year missions, and so I got called on my mission. I'm a Canadian boy out here, so I got called out to the West Coast, to BC, which is right next to where I live, Alberta, which is the west, the province right next to BC. So BC is like right on the West Coast, and where I was at is I was in Chilliwack. So if any of you have ever been to BC before, if you know where Abbotsford is, in the Lower Mainland, go half an hour east of Abbotsford and you're in Chilliwack. Okay, so now I've given you a brief rundown there. So I was a missionary there with my companion. We lived in an apartment complex, and literally right across the hall from us, were another set of missionaries that that we served around. And so we used to hang out all the time. Like, they'd be over to our place, we'd be over at their place, like at the end of the day. And one of the missionaries who was there, he, I'm not remembering his last name. He grew up in California, like Southern California. Like, when I say Southern California, he grew up in a part where 99% of the people there are all Latino. So basically, to put it in perspective, he told me that he was basically the only white kid in an entire growing up all throughout his schooling years. He was like the only white kid in schools full of Latino people. So, I mean, he had tons of exposures to, Latino food. Grew up, majority of what he ate growing up was Mexican food, which, yeah, that's fine. But he would buy, stuff. He would make homemade horchata. He would buy peppers from the store all the time. And one day he pulled out a baggie full of dried ghost peppers. And he invited myself and my companion over to their apartment to dry them. And bearing in mind that I've already had this experience where I did something incredibly stupid where spicy stuff is concerned, I decided to eat it. I don't know why, but I did. It was like that winter camp all over again. Oh my goodness! The same grudge match, like it was like a 7-year reunion. The steel cage grudge match in my gut. You know, it was that bad. Fortunately, this time I didn't puke my guts out. Like I managed to keep it down, so my stomach won that round, whereas it heavily lost the last one. But oh, the pain. So, if any of you have never tried a ghost chili before, don't. It's like 100 times worse than a habanero pepper, and I'm sure it has some sort of flavor to it, but for me, it was just straight pain. There was no taste. It was just my tongue. Literally, I felt like my tongue was in a vice or something like that. It was bad. Um, they offered me milk. I chugged milk like you wouldn't believe. I think I almost drank an entire 4-liter bottle of milk, just trying to get rid of the pain. Ugh. Why did I do that? And if you think it ends there, it doesn't. So, right at the end of my mission, so I'm at my last transfer. Transfer is like a month and a half, so every transfer we have a chance where we can be sent to another area. So at this point, I'm no longer in Chilliwack. I'm on Vancouver Island in this town called Sydney. So again, if those of you who have been to BC, the Victoria Airport is not actually in Victoria. It's actually in Sydney. So and Sydney's only like maybe 20 minutes north of Victoria. Anyways, so literally when I came into the area, there were sister missionaries who were also in Sydney, but they got transferred out when I came in. And so we got a lot of their stuff that they left behind. And one of the sister missionaries, she was Korean. We got some of her leftover food that people had sent to her. And one of them was this package of noodles with this cute little drawing of a chicken breathing fire on it. That should have been my first warning, because I know that Korean food can be incredibly spicy, you know, but I decided to eat it anyways. And so I'm making up these noodles, and my second warning should have been the fact that there was a package of chili sauce, not like just like your regular spice that you might put into a package of noodles. Chili sauce that was in there, and you're supposed to mix it in with the noodles. That should have been my second warning, that this was a very bad idea. But of course, I did it anyways. I put the whole entire thing into that bowl, and so I cooked it up and I started eating it. And you know, it was really good at first. You know, nothing too bad. I mean, it was spicy, but the more I ate, the worse it got. And I continued to eat. And at this point, and it got to a certain point where I could no longer taste anything. The only thing I was getting out of it was absolute agony. I'm still continuing to eat it. My companion, he's sitting there watching me. He can tell that I'm in pain. My face is bright red. There are tears streaming down my eyes, and I'm like, and he's like, Elder, why don't you just stop eating it? Why don't you just throw the rest of it away? I'm the type of person that hates to waste food. So I refused to stop eating it. No word of a lie. It took me an hour to finish that package of noodles. And then I had the ultimate idea. There was the broth, which was just this lovely bright red hue. And I decided to drink it. It was oh, as though eating the whole entire package wasn't bad enough, I decided to drink the broth. And that's where all the dregs of that entire thing of chili sauce, that's where it wound up being, you know? And so I'm just drinking this, and I'm dying. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, I hate myself. Like, I have no one else to blame but myself, you know? My first bites into that package of noodles should have been a clear indication of what I was getting myself into. But I just continued on because I'm so frickin' stubborn that I just had to finish it. I was dying. I was dying. And so, ever since then, when I go into like the grocery stores and stuff, I've kept my eyes open for that specific brand of noodles. You know, the with the mascot, the chicken that wears like the odd looking chicken with like a bowl haircut and a little mustache. And then the other day I found the exact one that I had eaten at the store, and I looked at it and I'm like, for half a second, for literally half a second, I thought maybe I should try it again. But then all those experiences came flooding back to me, and immediately I was like, nope, 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 nope. No. So, you know, I realize that there are people out there who enjoy stuff like that. They enjoy the pain that this kind of thing can inflict. I honestly don't understand it. Like, these three experiences, like, the one should have been enough, but apparently I'm a glutton for punishment, and I decided to do it twice more. And one within, like, the last two were literally within 4.5 months of each other. So apparently I'm a huge glutton for punishment. But, I mean, that whole entire experience has taught me that I should not do stupid stuff like that. It is not worth it. It is so not worth it. Not only the pain in my mouth, but like the grudge match that happens in my stomach. Just unpleasant. Yeah, oh, just unpleasant. Anyways, so I mean, that's my story. That's the story that I've got for you today. Um, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I mean, if you do, great. I think in the future I'll probably tell more stories like this. I mean, I don't have like tons of ridiculous experiences in my life, but I mean, I have certain instances like this that I can kind of string together and kind of form a narrative for you. So I mean, if you like this, you know, cool. If you're new here and you want to subscribe to see me do, like I said, I don't want to just do like plain game videos. Like, I mean, the first video that I posted on my channel was just a stupid little animation that I made when I was sick one day. But I kind of want to just branch out and kind of do a whole bunch of different stuff. So, I mean, if you want to see what I have to do, I mean, you can subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. I don't even know if anybody's going to see this anyways, but if you want to subscribe, if you want to leave a comment, great. But anyways, I'm just going to leave it there. All right. Bye-bye.